Flowers are a beautiful thing of nature. For thousands of years, they have been cultivated purely for their ornamental value in the garden and subsequently as cut flowers to decorate people's homes. There is a large array of flowers to choose from. There are brightly bold tropical flowers such as orchids and ginger flowers, soft and flowing garden flowers such as sweet pea, anemones and peonies. Then there's the more structural flowers such as Australian natives like waratahs and grevillea. Flowers obtain the nutrients from the plant they grow from. Once cut, they immediately start to lose their nutrients and wilt more quickly than they would if they were left intact on the plant. So people have found ways to keep flowers alive for longer once they've been cut to create beautiful designs for their homes. The most important element in keeping flowers alive once they have been cut is to place them in water. Water keeps the flowers hydrated and they therefore don't dry out. To help prolong their life, there are some other steps to perform before they are placed in the water. Firstly, all the leaves which will be below the water line should be stripped off the stem. If leaves are left on the stem and are seeping in the water, they go rotten and form bacteria and make the water quite dirty. Flowers don't last very long in dirty water. The water must always be crystal clear. Just before the flowers are placed in water, it's best to recut the stems. This gives the bottom of the stem a clean edge which allows the water to run up the stem more freely. This brings more fluid to the flower and therefore the flower lasts longer. Recut the stems at about 1 centimetre above the end of the stem. When cutting the stem, it is always a good idea to cut the stem on an angle. This creates a greater surface area at the base of the stem, which means that more water is running up the stem. Again, this brings more fluid to the flower and therefore the flowers last longer. As well as preparing the flowers, the water must also be prepared before the flowers are placed in it. Some florists sell sachets of flower preservative which can be added to the water. So why would you use a flower preservative? Most preservatives have 3 main ingredients to prolong the vase life of flowers. A germicide, which kills bacteria, fungi and other microorganisms which accumulate in the water. Sugar, which provides nourishment to the flowers to stop them from wilting. And an acidifier. When the water is slightly acid in nature, the flowers take up more water. You can make your own flower preservative by following a simple recipe. To 1 litre of water, you should add 1 teaspoon of bleach, 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. The vase you will put the flowers in must also be clean. The best thing to clean a vase with is bleach. This kills any bacteria that will influence the longevity of flowers. The water should always look crystal clear in the vase. Placement of the finished arrangement should also be considered. Flowers dry out in direct sunlight and also where there is a draft, so keep them out of both of these to keep them alive longer. Also keep flowers away from fruit. This is because as fruit ripens, it lets off an ethylene gas which kills flowers. For maximum longevity, the water in the vase must always be clean. Many flowers make the water dirty quite quickly. Roses make the water a brown colour, and some bulbs, such as daffodils and jonquils, leach sap into the water which contaminates the water. Because of this, it is best to change the water and clean the vase every 2 days. And when the water is changed, it is best to recut the stems of the flowers. Adding more flower preservative at this time is always beneficial. Following these steps will give maximum life to cut flowers in your home.